What's up, YouTube? CR the barber in the building. You know what it is, what it do. I'm using my Andy Slimlines Pro Allies Zero Gapped modified as well to make my first ball guideline. And I will follow that line all the way to the other side using the same technique. Here I will use my wall detailers to remove all the bulk. These wall detailers are not modified or zero gap. They come straight out the box. Now I will be using my 5-star wall shaver to create that baldness around the neck and around the ear area. Being careful not to create a guideline because it gets pretty hard if you don't got the right tools to remove it. As you guys can see in the back area, I don't like going too high. I don't like going too low. I just keep it at a mid area. That way it gets a better, to me it gets a better transition to the, your steps. Here I see a line from the shaver to my first guideline that I did not like, so therefore I will be using my Andis GTX to remove that hard line. This GTX is modified in zero gap. I will be using my 5-star cordless magic clip to create my second guideline, all the way open, no guard, all the way to the other side, keeping it clean, keeping it straight. If you guys are already not following me on social media, my Instagram is CR_thebarber, at CR_thebarber. Make sure to follow and I'll give you guys a follow back. Drop some comments, drop some likes. Yay! Here I have my one guard all the way closed, going up about ½ an inch, creating my third guideline. Here I am using my 2 guard, using my flicking motion. That way I don't create a hard line. I'm just removing some bulk and being careful. We will use the same step all the way to the other side, making sure both sides meet and both sides look connected. I want to encourage you guys to keep combing the hair as you guys go, follow each step. That way, you guys fade into what you want the haircut to look like. For example, comb over, you want to keep it parted. That way, the side, especially this side, the one I'm combing, you guys fade into it and you guys don't have to come back and fix it later. Using my 2 guard, I will open it all the way as I will try to remove some bulk, soften it a little bit using my flicking motion. Here guys, I will go back to my 2 closed, touching stuff up, soften it up the area. That way, you get that good transition from the 0 all the way to the 2.5. That way it can, blend pretty nice. You don't want it to look too bald and then too dark. Using that 2 guard closed, I will go all the way through, double checking we don't get no super dark spots, softening up the area. Guys, never be too scared to work with the lever. That's what it's there for, move it up and down, soften it up. That way you get that great transition. Please subscribe to my page, drop some comments. I will read them. If you guys want me to do a video on something special, just let me know, guys, and I will try to get it in there ASAP. Here, guys, I'm using the one guard closed, using a slanted motion as I demonstrate there, to remove my third guideline, which is the one closed, softening up the area, trying to be careful not to create another guideline. Then I will open up the guard and use the same motion. Now we are going to try and remove our first guideline, which is the 0 all the way closed. And as you guys can see, we're using the same motion we did to remove our other guideline, which is the slanted motion, being careful not to go too high. As you guys can see here, I'm not keeping my 0 closed the whole time, unless I have to remove that completely 0 ball line. As I'm working my way up, I'm moving the lever up and down, kind of messing with it to get that good contrast, that good blend. This is my half guard, my 0.5 all the way open, trying to remove my second guideline, or whatever you guys want to call it, trying to perfect the craft, trying to make it look more blurry, how they say. We'll use the clipper over comb to remove some bulk, pull out the hair, that way you don't create a harsh line while you're doing the clipper over comb motion. Now we're going to texturize the hair, remove some dark spots, soften up the blend, make it look more blurry. I do this a lot after I'm finished fading. That way, I feel like it gives it a better look. So now we are fading the other side, and we'll use the same exactly technique we did on the other side to remove the lines on this side. Therefore, let's get it. Make sure you guys keep combing the hair. After this, as you guys can see, I will comb the hair. That way, I know I'm not going too high, creating a harsh guideline on top. Guys, I want to encourage you guys, to believe in yourself. Look at some videos on YouTube. Honestly, that's the way, I got better, by looking at YouTube. Since I was young, started watching my first videos when I was about 15, 16. And I still, to this day, watch at least 1 or 2 videos a day to help me, in some areas I can get better at. Because, I know I'm not the best. I know I'm not the worst. But, there's always room for improvement. Here, guys, we are removing our back guidelines the same way we removed the ones on the side. We're using the same steps, being careful not to create any guidelines. That way, we connect both sides to the back, both ends meet, and the blur is there. Here, guys, as you guys can see, I use a lot of a flicking motion using the corner of my blade. I feel like that's the best way to remove a guideline, but be very careful not to go high, because obviously you can create a bald spot Just use like the first teeth of the blade to remove the guideline and work your way up. You can always use the lever on the side to go, quarter inch, half an inch. That way, you extend the fade, you extend the blur. It's always okay, guys, to go back to a step that you feel that, you could have done better by using the lever on the side. Like I said, bring it an inch, half an inch, whatever you feel is right to extend the blur. Like here, I saw some dark spots I didn't like, so I went over and I retouched it up again just to, make it look nicer. It's always okay to go back to your work and fix it. That's probably the best thing. Your client is aware of that. We're getting closer to finishing up the fade. Now we're gonna start trimming the top a little bit using our shear work, which I'm not really good at. I'm still improving in that. But here, the customer wants to, keep the front a little longer, so we're gonna comb it to the front. That way, we don't really touch that. We're cutting off about half an inch, quarter an inch off the top. My imaginary measurements, as you guys can see. We're having a great conversation with my client. It's my boy right here, Miguel. Met him back in Urban Barber College. He wanted about half an inch, even less off the front. He likes to keep the front pretty long. Here, guys, we are finishing up the touches on top. As you can see, I combed the hair again so that when I do the clip rover comb, I know what I'm fading into and I can get that good blur from the zero guideline all the way to the top. Clip rover comb is probably the best thing a barber can be good at. It's easier, it cuts down times instead of changing from guard to guard. You can do it with the clip rover comb. If you guys can please like and subscribe, drop your comments in the bottom, how, if you think I can, work on something, get better at something, or an easier way you think, I can do something, that would be great. Now we're going to line up my client using my Slimlines Pro modified blade, zero gap, putting some, final touches on the fade. We might see some little dark spots we can remove. That's perfectly fine. We're going to line it up, clean up the edges, use the front lineup, and unfortunately I couldn't get the razor part in it because my camera died. Yeah, I know, right? But you guys know the rest. Take care of your client, stretch the skin when you're using the razor, be very careful, and have a great day, guys. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video. Make sure you guys please drop a comment, drop a like, whatever it is. I'll try to keep up with these videos, man. Take some time, but I'll get you guys in there. Make sure you guys follow me on my Instagram. I post daily all the time. It's @CR_the barber.